Hi, I'm Mike with House on the Mend, and in this video we're going to be reviewing the Lifebasis Digital Ultrasonic Cleaner. So let's get started.
House on the Mend.
Now, full disclosure, I'm neither paid nor sponsored by Lifebasis, but they did reach out and sent me this unit for free for my independent review. So let's unbox it. I'll go through all of its features and we'll do some testing. We'll come back at the end with some of my recommendations. All right, let's see what comes in the box. Here's our manual. I'm definitely going to go through that here in a minute. Oh, nice packaging. Look at this foam. I like that. All right, here's everything that comes in the package. You have the unit itself, which we'll go over in detail. You have a very standard power cord. This connector right here looks like something right off the back of any flat screen TV nowadays. You have a plastic basket, and this is pretty cool. This is a watch band cleaner. Okay, so the unit itself, let's look first at the front here. I've got it turned on its side for you, or on its back for you. You've got a little check mark here, and then an arrow and a dash. So the check mark is how you select the amount of time you want it to run. It looks like you've got a standard run time is 180 seconds, but you can go all the way up to 480 seconds, or you can go down to 90 seconds. This one over here is your start stop. So you would hit start, it'll automatically run through its cycle, but if it gets done ahead of time or you want to stop it, you could hit that again and it'll stop. Let's turn it upright like this and we'll get some measurements for you. The outside, it's a nice small unit. You can see my hands around it, so definitely for jewelry, nuts and bolts, watches. So let's look here. We are 7 inches by just a little over 4 and about 4 inches high. Now the actual usable space is probably what you're most interested in, and that is just under 6 inches wide by just under 3 inches. And if you look right here, you can see a minimum and maximum marking in the stainless steel tank. So that means you can get a maximum amount of water in there that's about 1.75 inches. Now the unit itself is just under 2 pounds. So nice lightweight, no problems there. All right, let's talk about some of the features. The stainless steel tank itself is your best way to clean according to the manual. However, if you have delicate items, say a ring that's not as titanium strong as mine, like my wife's ring that we're going to try, you would want to use the plastic basket because that'll keep it from getting scratched. The manual does say that you lose about 30% of the ultrasonic cleaning by putting the basket in. So unless it's a real delicate item, you're actually losing some of the cleaning power by putting the plastic in. The little watch band holder here, that one can just go in by itself. It does not need to go into the basket. And as you can see here, you would put it in, just like that, set it in and clean away. Now you can dunk the whole thing in there if you have like a diving watch that they say can be submerged up to 50 meters or 150 feet. Otherwise, because of the vibration of the cleaning, which is 42 kilohertz, if that means anything to you, you would get water penetration into a watch that isn't rated to withstand that deep of water, if that makes sense. Now, me personally, when it comes time to cleaning these, I've been working outside in the yard. We've been planting trees, and you can see all this grime right in here. I'm going to slide these off of my Apple Watch right here and just stick them straight into the tank. So I'm excited to see how that works. So you can use just plain tap water. The manual says you can also put some dish soap in there, and they recommend if you're going to use dish soap that it be, I think it was 1 part dish soap for every 10 parts of water. Now, whenever you're done with whatever's inside, the manual recommends you pour it out on this side with the arrow. So they would want you to go over to your sink and pour it out like that. Definitely not pouring it out to the front where it could possibly get in here and damage your control buttons. So I thought that was kind of cool. It's an easy way to remember. This tank itself definitely does not come out. There is a worthwhile precaution that I wanted to let you know ahead of time, and that is they recommend you do not run this any longer than about 30 minutes without giving it a 5-minute break. So there are some commercial grade ones that you're going for several hours sometimes if you have really dirty automotive items, but this little guy here needs a break for 5 minutes after 30 minutes of runtime. Last thing before we get started that I thought was pretty cool, it says during cleaning, dirt will come off of the item like smoke, and the water will become murky over time. When the quote-unquote smoke stops coming off of the item, the cleaning is basically done. So I look forward to seeing if we can actually see that happen. I bet you with these dirty watch bands we will, but maybe not so much with my wife's ring. Let's put this basket in. I'm going to go get some water, my wife's ring, and let's give it a test. All right, here's a close-up of my wife's really pretty ring here with the wedding band on it as well. And a quick backstory as to why I'm so excited to clean this first. She was using a horse mane and tail product on my daughter's horse, Izzy, getting her all ready for a trip out to the arena. And ever since then, inside these little areas here, these little cavities, she's been having a reaction to that horse and mane and tail product. So let's go ahead and drop that guy in there. I'm just going to use regular water to start, see if it makes a difference. I can feel some of that residue still on that ring, so I'm hoping we're going to have some success. Now, the minimum is just under 10 ounces of water. The maximum line is just a touch over 15 ounces of water. So I'm just going to put in like 10 ounces here, since it's not going to be taking up much space. There we go. And as you can see in this picture here, it defaults to the 180 seconds. So let's just start it at 180. Wow, I can already see stuff coming off of it. That is awesome. Now, as you can see in this close-up of the screen, it is counting down to let you know exactly where you're at in the cleaning process. And there we go. It's pretty unceremonious shut-off. It just clicks and off it goes. So I can see all kinds of debris floating at the top. There's a little white piece there, some over here. It really did get a lot of stuff off of there. I'm really impressed. So if we pull up the basket here, it does feel slightly warm. And I do see a little bit of stuff still in the grooves. Let's try doubling the cleaning time And if I still see stuff in there, maybe we'll do a small amount of dishwashing soap. All right, our second run at double the time. And I'm just looking here, boy, that looks really good. All right, cleanup, really easy. I'm just gonna unplug it from the back, just like that. And I have a bucket right next to me. I'm gonna dump it. And so we can start really fresh. I'll give it a wipe down. All right, now let's switch to my watch band. Now for this, I'm not going to use the basket because a watch band that's like rubberized is obviously not going to be delicate or get scratched or anything. And let's get the most we can out of it. There's that side, and this side, and oof, look at all that dirt in there. I got to clean this guy out. We've been working so hard out in the yard. 10 more ounces of water. And then for this one, I'm curious to see, let's run it normal, see what it looks like afterwards. And then I brought down some Dawn and we can try that next. I see a bunch of stuff over here just falling off of those grooves. It's amazing. I wish this guy would stay underwater. All right, just clicked off. There is definitely debris everywhere in the water. Pull this one out. Look at all that. So that is really impressive. I do see some stuff that did not get loose right here. I could probably just wipe it off, but let's get fresh water, and I want to try soap. There's plenty here and plenty there because this was going up. Let's get fresh water and soap, and I'm going to turn these over so they're fully submerged, and we'll be right back. All right, emptied out, cleaned out. Let's put 12 ounces of water in here. How about a little squirt of soap? That should do. And then let's double the time and go. All right, let's see how we did. Notice there's not a lot of suds, so it's not agitating to the point where you're making suds. That looks really good. I don't see any debris there. Oh, and that's so much better. Okay. I can feel a lot of the soapy residue, as you would imagine, but I don't see any of the dirt. That's great. Now I think I'll just rinse these off in the sink and we'll see how they did when they dry. Now as I look at my wife's ring in some of these crevices here, here's kind of a close-up. I still see some stuff in there. So what do you say we empty this out? I'm going to get some really warm water from the kitchen sink and we'll put some soap in it and let's give it another try on her ring. All right, tray, ring, hottest water I could get out of the kitchen sink. And some dish soap. Let's double the time and go. All right. Well, I definitely see debris laying in the bottom of the pan here. So I am going to dump this out, wipe it down, and rinse off the ring with another cup of warm water. Well, if you look at this close-up of the watch band, very impressive from where we started, where it was just ground in dirt. And the ring, look at this close-up before and after, looking deep into these grooves inside of the ring. Just unbelievable difference. That is impressive. All right, new day, new test. So I have some parts from an electric motorcycle that I've been working on. They're all greasy and nasty, so let's see what we can do with these. I want to start with simple green this time instead of dish soap. I've got some tongs here so I don't get all dirty. Here we go. Now this part down on the bottom, look at all that coming off of it. This guy's not getting the full effect because it's floating. All right, well that's definitely a lot darker. That's just one run, 280 seconds. Look at that. Yeah, that is completely clean. Yep, there's a little residue there on this rubber grommet piece. Right in here. Let's let them both run one more time. That guy by himself. Okay, I'm going to do 280 again. All right, second run through. Let's see how we did here. That looks a lot cleaner. A little bit right there. Still. But the rest of it, yeah, much cleaner. Still a little residue, but heck, if you were going to re-grease that, that'd be perfect, don't you think? All right, yeah. Those look great. Even inside here. Couple run-throughs, man, and this cleaner does so good. Just like with my wife's ring, and now these ball bearings, super clean. All right, let's dump this one. I'll get some fresh water, fresh simple green in there. And I want to try this one that's got another piece that's really greasy around it. You can see all the rings here that it's leaving. And then these screws, they're not as dirty as I would like for a test, but there is some grime in the thread, so I think that'll be fun to clean next. Definitely darker in there after that one run. Looks pretty good. Yep, grime right there. Still for sure. Set that back in there. Let's go right here. And nothing coming off. Nice. Whoo, look how much darker that is after run number 2. Wow. Okay. Look at that. That piece is shiny looking. Very good. Well, I don't know about you, but as I'm going through the footage of our testing, a couple things stand out to me. Number one, be patient. Don't be afraid to run it through a few cycles rather than just the one. I also found that 180 seconds, which is its default, is probably not enough for the things that I cleaned. So don't be afraid to up that a bit as well. And then also, obviously, use a cleaning product. Dish soap worked great. The Simple Green worked fantastic. I also would have liked to have tried Pine Sol. Just so happens we didn't have any at the house and I didn't get a chance to get out to the store, but I've watched review videos on other products where that works really good, so maybe research that a little bit. So if you found this video helpful, will you please give it a thumbs up? It's really helpful to the channel. Also, please consider subscribing. I work really hard to make very efficient yet thorough tool testing reviews, and there's a lot more of those to come. It's also very helpful to the channel, and it's free. You just click on subscribe or follow if you're on Rumble. It's really helpful to the channel. It has the algorithms of YouTube or wherever you're watching that start to say, well, that person is giving it a thumbs up and is subscribing, so maybe this video is good, and it suggests it more to other people just like you. Now I'm going to leave a link to the ultrasonic cleaner in the description below. The first one, full disclosure, will be an Amazon affiliate link. So if you click on it and do end up making any purchase, it won't cost you a thing, but I do get a small reward at the end of the month. Now, something I'd like to draw your attention to that I noticed on the Amazon link is this unit also comes, as you see here, in pink, which is really pretty if you're wanting to get it for, say, your wife or a daughter. I think that would be a nice little thing for their room or bathroom so that they can clean products with. I'm also going to leave a link to the website for Lifebasis. They have a bunch of things on there that you might be interested in. And I want to thank them for sending me out this unit with no preconceived agreement on what I was going to say. They didn't ask to see the video ahead of time before I published it on the internet for everyone to see. I've had other tool companies in the past that have wanted to see the product, and when they ask that, I turn down and I don't review that product at all. So I think it shows a lot of bravery to do that, and I respect them for it. Until next time, thank you for watching.